Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Tanisha's Reading Corner podcast. I am your host, Tanisha. Tanisha's Reading podcast is dedicated to anyone who desires to make reading a daily habit as a form of self-care. To stay updated when a new podcast is uploaded, please subscribe to the channel. In addition, you can find me on Instagram at Tanisha's Reading Corner for many book recommendations and tips and tricks on how to keep reading a daily habit. Let's dive into today's episode. All right, welcome back, and thank you for coming back to another episode of Tanisha's Reading Corner. Today's episode is all about what time of day is the best time to read, in the morning or in the evening. Now, there are many benefits to both, and whatever works for your lifestyle works, but I want to break down what benefits of both sides, the contrast of both sides, and then also I want to talk about which one's my favorite and why. So let's dive in. So morning. So there are many benefits to reading when you first wake up. First thing before you grab your phone, before you turn on the TV, pick up a book and read. Number one, you will be well rested and will retain more information. Because you just woke up, your brain's slowly starting to come to, but you just woke up, so you're well rested. Your brain is at peak condition, so learning and retaining what you just learned is best. Learning new things so early in the hours is you're able to retain it, you're able to implement it also in your daily life as well too. And brain stimulation early in the morning. Just like your body needs exercise, the brain, as we said in the previous episode, reading in the brain. Your brain needs to be exercised as well too, daily. And so what better way than to get up first thing, grab a book, and just start reading. 20 minutes a day, just start reading. Reading also is a great form of mindfulness. And we oftentimes think about reading really mindfulness, that's when you just sit on the floor and you just woosah and you just mindful out. No, reading is a great way because you're so tuned into what you're reading, to what you're actively doing, that everything else kind of just whelms away and you're manifesting yourself into this world of fantasy or whatever it is. And oftentimes when I'm reading, I can feel it feels like I'm meditating really. My mind's cleaned off. I feel at peace. I feel calm. I feel rested. I feel great. Also, it's a great way to start the day, waking up the brain, but also the mind as well, too. As your eyes are still starting to, you're still fluttering, you're still trying to get it together, and it's activating your mind muscles as well, too. And also reading early in the day, because you're able to retain more of what you're reading, because you're doing it so early in the morning, you're able to also implement the things that you read throughout your day. Like one of the things I like to do, particularly if I'm reading in the morning, or I have to do it in the morning, I like to read a lot of financial books, things about investing, things about, self-care, about wellness. I like to do that in the morning because that way I can take what I just learned and I can implement it into my daily activities. So right start, I can just write down all the things that I want to do today. How can I take what I just learned? How can I make my day better because of it? So there are a lot of benefits to reading in the morning as well too. I used to be a morning person reader. I used to get up around the same time, 5 a.m., drink myself some water, grab a good book, and just start reading. And as first I'm just lying down and I'm reading, and then I slowly start to get up and up and up. And it's like, okay, I'm up. 20 minutes, I'm done. Put the book down and let's go read. And not go read, but let me go enjoy my day now because, I got my reading out of the way. So, that's a good morning. So morning time reading is really good for learning and implementing the things that you just learned into your daily activities. So that's why it's all the benefits of reading in the morning. But I will say though, in doing the research on this, there's more benefits for reading in the evening time. And I will definitely get to that, but first, we're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll be right back. Ladies of the podcast, did you know that your period is not supposed to hurt? Periods are normal, but the pain should not be. Inflammation occurs naturally on your cycle, but painful periods indicate that the inflammation is higher than it should be. That's where Semaine supplements come in. Semaine, PMS supplements comes packed with 9 superpowered plant extracts and minerals. Semaine will not only help to lower your pain levels, but to also support your body naturally from cycle to cycle. For more information, go to their website at Semaine, SEMAINE health.com. Also follow them on Instagram at Semaine Health. Also, listeners of the podcast, when you find a supplement that you like to use, your promo code, Tanisha's Reading Corner, to get 20% off your first bottle. Again, the promo code, Tanisha's Reading Corner, to get 20% off your first bottle. Now, let's get back into the episode. All right, thank you so much for coming back to another segment. So, reading in the evening time. There are many benefits to reading at night, just before going to bed. Number 1, it reduces stress and anxiety. Actually, a study at the University of Sussex showed that reading at night for roughly around 6 minutes helps to reduce stress the following day by 68%. So, hey, instead of picking up your phone and going through Instagram, pick up a good book. Also, it improves the quality of your sleep as well, too. Reading calms the mind and clears, at least minimizes the thoughts that may disrupt your sleep patterns. All right. Also, it makes you more creative. Also, many people have stated, like leaders, executives, and investors and whatnot have stated that reading at night helps to really impact your creative senses as well too, and it gives you more power resting over your sleep. Because with the powered by the power of sleep, you are able to think clearer. You're able to just come up with newer ideas and thoughts and processes on how to do things differently. Also, another really good benefit of reading at night is that it decreases the time and exposure that we're looking at our blue screen TVs, phones, computers, and whatnot. Blue light emanating from our screen suppresses the hormone, our sleep hormone, which is melatonin. Melatonin. There we go. And when we get too much of this blue light before we go to sleep, it really impacts our sleep patterns because it decreases that melatonin. So instead of picking up your phone, pick up a good book, and that helps to redirect. It does disturb your melatonin hormone. It's a great sleep-inducing agent. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Pavlov's experiment, basically Pavlov had a bunch of dogs where he would do an experiment on them where nothing bad, where basically every time he rang a bell, he would give his dog a treat. And so he did this over a period of time, and what he found was that one time when he rang the bell, he didn't give a dog the treat. The dog still salivated like it was waiting for that treat. So one thing that you can do when you make reading a part of your sleep ritual, once you finish reading, your body's naturally going to want to go to sleep because, okay, we've been doing this consistently now. I know what's coming next. So it's a sleep-inducing agent. Also, reading at night can help positively improve your dreams. So for all my people out there who suffer from nightmares and whatnot, pick up a good book before you go to sleep, and it's more likely you'll might actually dream about what you just read. So obviously, positivity before we go to sleep. Also, reading in the evening, there's no distractions, no phone calls, whatnot, no families calling you, whatnot. You can just turn everything off, just get in the bed, read a good book, maybe some tea, and then you're able to just read through and not have to stop and keep going. Ergo, we can soothe our minds and transition our bodies from waking mode to shutting it off for sleeping mode. So, going back over these two now, reading in the morning versus reading at night, there are many benefits to both. For those of you who want to keep retaining more and want to be able to implement what you just read into your daily life, I recommend reading in the morning. For me, though, I love reading at night because it really helps to improve the quality of my sleep. I am someone that sleeping and staying asleep for a long period of time is really hard for me. So what I did, I transitioned from reading in the morning to reading in the evening, and I found that it really helped with my sleep patterns as well. And that's one of the reasons why I do it. And just want to see, even though it's what I like to do, if you're a morning reader, by all means read in the morning. If you're an afternoon reader, by all means read in the afternoon. These are just the benefits of both. And we around here, our motto is making reading a daily habit. So whatever you can put into your schedule to keep it consistently, that's the key word here. Consistently doing this, then do that. Alright, this is a shorter episode, a quick little tips and trick episode, but still good all the same. So, as we do with all my episodes, we're going to end today with a quote. And our quote today comes by Marcus Aurelius. And the quote goes, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And with that, I thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to another episode of Tanisha's Reading Corner. Please, please, please like, rate, and review the episode. Share it with family and friends. Help grow the podcast. And I will see you here again next week on Wednesday. That's when we always post. And until then, good wellness and good reading.